Europe is the great extension of the democratic experiment. Right? And we have the United States, and then for much of the 20th century, across the water was a continent in terrible trouble, a continent of war, dictatorship. Now we've had, for this past 60 years, a grand experiment in democracy, a decent society, peace. We want that to work. You know, that's what we stand for ultimately.
So which European countries are in the biggest financial trouble now?
Well, it's pretty much all around the edges of Europe. So Greece, obviously, although Greece is actually kind of unrepresentative, Ireland, Portugal, on the eastern side, Estonia, Latvia, and the big one is Spain, which is much bigger than all of the others. And all of these countries are in serious trouble now.
So is there a fear of a possible default that they won't be able to make good on their bonds and that people will be left holding the bag?
Yeah, I mean, in fact, if you look at what's happening in the markets, where the price of bonds ultimately is a way of measuring how likely the investors think it is that they'll default. The people seem to take at least a partial Greek default as almost a foregone conclusion. They take
brush
an
that
Irish
off.
default as highly likely, and they're pretty concerned about Spain. So sure, these are real possibilities.
And what would that mean if one or more of the countries defaulted?
Well, it's not.
What would that mean if
world,
one or
or
more
the end of
countries
the world,
defaulted?
But it would just mean